When you think about some of the things that Manitoba is really good at, you may think about the fact that we're the Slurpee capital, or that we hold the record for the longest outdoor skating rink. But did you know that Manitoba also has the highest rate of children in foster care in the world? Last year, there were 10,501 children in out-of-home care in Manitoba. Now, research has shown time and time again that these children will have worse health and educational outcomes than children that are not in care. But this is only one part of the story. I'm interested in looking at what happens to the biological mothers after their children have been placed in care by Child Protection Services. These women have failed society's ideals of what constitutes good parenting, and because of this, how they are affected by this event is often overlooked. In addition to the trauma of being separated from their children, these women often feel that they can't openly express their grief, which can have really bad consequences for their health and well-being. In my research, I linked the anonymized child protection case files with the health and social records of the biological mothers in the years before and after their children are taken into care. I found that when compared with mothers whose children were not taken into care, mothers whose children were taken into care at birth had significantly greater odds of being diagnosed with postpartum psychological distress, such as anxiety or depression, and mothers whose children were taken into care after age 2 had much higher rates of mental health diagnoses, physician visits, pharmaceutical use, and welfare use in the years after their children were taken into care. I also found that mothers whose children are taken into care have much higher rates of suicide attempts and suicides compared with both mothers whose children were not taken into care and mothers who experienced the death of a young child. While fathers can be affected by this as well, the majority of children that are taken into care are from single mother households. But this isn't just a women's issue. In Manitoba, this disproportionately affects Indigenous families. In the general population, approximately 26% of children are Indigenous, but last year, almost 90% of children in care were Indigenous. Implementing the recommendations around child welfare laid out in the Truth and Reconciliation Report would go a long way in keeping Indigenous families together. Keeping families together where it is safe to do so not only improves the health and educational outcomes of the children, but also eliminates the trauma experienced by the parents when they are separated from their children. In situations where children do need to be taken into care, we need to provide more and better services to help mothers cope with this traumatic experience and to help mothers reunite with their children as quickly as possible. Cindy Blackstock once said, "Let this be the first generation of First Nations children that doesn't have to recover from their childhood." To which I would add, let this be the first generation of families to truly experience reconciliation. Thank you.